All right, y'all. First of all, when I scheduled this live, y'all, I forgot the Sixers was playing, so forgive me, okay? And it's like a 2-point game right now with the Knicks. But what's up, y'all? Welcome to the stream. It is Sunday night. This time last week was it this time? No, this time last week we were celebrating.
Right.
The Eagles Super Bowl bound for the second time in 5 years. What was your reaction?
It was, I knew it. That my reaction was I knew it. I knew we was what I thought we was at the beginning of this season. It just starts setting in that we on the Super Bowl in less than a week. You know what I mean? It just starts setting in today. But my initial reaction was feeling like, it just ain't done yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
It ain't done, but we made it, but we ain't make it. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. The gap that we had from 2004 to 2017, like Future said, thought it was a drought, baby. It was a drought.
It was bad, man. I think it was even worse because we didn't have a ring during that gap. You know what I mean? We didn't have a ring, so I think it was even it was worse. My guy D-Lo, shout out to D-Lo. Appreciate you for taking that trip. Exactly, man. I was at my guy's show on Virginia Beach. It was lit. You know what I mean? Wish y'all could have been there, but yeah. You're a rapper from down in that area, that part of Virginia. Show was crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, bro. Many more shows. But we here. You know what I mean? And it's not done. It's not done.
I was like, okay, because like we said, it's been a long journey. Everybody know. They know. We were without a Super Bowl for so long. Like we were without one for so long. And honestly, we can't be the last team to not have a Super Bowl. We can't be the last team to not have a Super Bowl. I know when we didn't have one, the Falcons didn't have one, the Bills don't have one. I don't know who's the other
the
team.
Vikings, the Vikings, the Lions, the Cardinals.
Dang, I didn't know it was so many.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a lot. The Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers. Okay, yeah, because when the Panthers went in 2015, thank you for saying the Panthers.
Right.
I'm living in North Carolina. All the girls pop. I never saw not one Panthers jersey till Cam Newton. And then all the girls, Cam Newton, number one jerseys, boom, boom, boom. I love Cam Newton, okay? And I always support the Panthers. But I did not want them to get out of the no ring club before we got out of the no ring club. So low key, when Cam lost that Super Bowl, I was like, okay. Because I did not want to be the last team that did not have a ring.
I don't think it was going to happen. You know what I mean? 2017 was, we needed that. You know what I mean? We never going to forget that and what that means to the city. But I feel like this second one in a week is just as important. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's just not a lot of respect on our name for a team that's in a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? The city know what kind of squad we got. The opposing teams we play know what kind of squad we got. But think about it like this. Almost every day, the latest one was Brandon Ayuk. Then after Brandon Ayuk, it was Jerry Jones. Then before Jerry Jones, who else was it? Nick Wright. I can't forget Julian Love. The bottom line is every day somebody got our name in their mouth in a negative way. But whether it's from a team we beat, whether it's from an owner who can't, get the chips to fall the way we get the chips to fall, everybody got something negative to say, including the press. I think, listen, we don't care what you say. You know what I mean? As far as, is it the team or is it whatever the case may be, we got a solid group of people in the room, and we only gave up 7 points in 2 playoff games in a row. History say that the Chiefs is going, they just ain't ready for this defense either.
All right, now the Chiefs. Julian Braxton said, once again, here to listen to the fans celebrate their squad, enjoying the moment, nothing but respect. You know what? I have to say this. This Chiefs fan base has been the most respectable fan base I have came across on these YouTube streets. All of the Chiefs fans have been real respectful. The Giants fans was popping off crazy at the mouth.
Facts.
The Niners fans, not used to nothing. That's why. These Chiefs fans have been mad respectful.
I think I know why that is. They used to it. You know what I mean? They're used to being at the table. You know what I mean? What they've been to 5 straight AFC championship games. This is their 3rd Super Bowl since Patrick Mahomes been there. You know what I mean? They used to late season success. Everybody that been popping off at the mouth to us, think about it. They're not used to this type of money. They ain't used to these type of weeks. The Giants, come on. They ain't been 500 in 5 years. Let alone talk about coming into some playoff game in the Lincoln beating the Eagles. The way that the media tried to put the air in the Giants' chest is ridiculous to me, man. That was laughable. We all knew we was going to slap the Giants around. Everybody in the world knew that was coming. You know what I mean? Then you take the San Francisco 49ers. I never in my mind thought Brock Purdy was going to come in there and cook us. One drop back, we got to him one time, it was done. You know what I mean? And damn sure Josh Johnson ain't coming in and doing nothing. Yeah, I look at this thing about quarterbacks now. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback we've played all shit since the last time we played him. You know what I mean? Which was last year. He's the best quarterback we played.
But would you say that Aaron Rodgers game? Because that Packers game this season was turning into a shootout. It was turning into a back and forth affair. Even when Buddy, I keep forgetting Jordan Love. Even when Jordan Love came in, he instantly scored.
Right. You know what I mean? And it was only going to be a matter of time until we got to him too. We got to remember how Aaron Rodgers went out of the game. He went out of the game because we was getting to him. You know what I mean? And that's a part of the game. You know, I'm not listening.
He acted like he was going to retire. When he left the game, he acted like he was going to retire mid-game.
That's that's a part of the game. You know, a lot of these guys are so salty that we in the chance that we in. Julian Love is acting like, you know, well, they roster so good, they coach don't got to do nothing or whatever he said the last couple of days. You know what I mean? Everybody know this a players league, that roster stack. Everybody know they was going to be where they at. So are you saying you guys ain't good enough to be there? You know what I mean? Like, so what are you saying? You don't believe in the guys in your room, in your locker room, that y'all can get to our level? It take a lot of work to be the number 1 seed and end up in the Super Bowl. He's number 1 seed since like week 6 or something like that. It take a lot of work to do that. So, I mean, I think a little more respect is warranted.
I think a lot more respect is warranted. And what I don't understand is maybe because they don't like us as fans. And I will say this, and I have no problem saying this. We're rambunctious. We are some rambunctious fans. I can't lie. And that's one thing I love about it. But I can understand why some people don't like Eagles fans. But I just don't get why the media, whose job is to be unbiased, feels like they had to level us every step of the way. Y'all knew good and gosh darn well that the Giants had no chance against us, but they kept trying to level us. Oh, y'all, the Eagles got this, but Saquon Barkley's playing the best he's ever played. But now Daniel Jones is on a hot streak. But Brian Daboll, boom, 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 boom. We blow out, destroy the Giants. Then, but the San Fran's number 1 defense. But Kyle Shanahan's adjustments. But Brock Purdy doesn't put the ball in danger and doesn't turn the ball over. The Eagles are great, but this, but that. We dominate San Fran. Now it's, the Eagles have the better matchups, but it's Patrick Mahomes. Why is it always a but? Why can't y'all just straight up and say we have all of the matchup advantages on the table in this game?
You know, realistically, they got the quarterback one, but that's it. They don't have no other position group on the field besides quarterback that's better than us. And when you have the better quarterback on the field, honestly, that does give you a strong chance. It does. But this is a weaker Chiefs squad. You know what I mean? They experienced. I feel like that's how they won a lot of their games, you know, this season. They got an experienced head coach. They got a quarterback that been there. You know what I mean? They got some pieces around that quarterback who he could use to the best of his ability, but we just as experience. I think this roster got 10 people who played in the Super Bowl for us 5 years ago on the same team. You know what I mean? This is the best. This is the most experience in terms of accomplished and winning of any offensive line and defensive line tandem as far as teams go in the entire National Football League. Nobody got a better offensive line and defensive line combo than the Philadelphia Eagles. We proved that we could beat you many and many ways. Patrick Mahomes ain't seen this pass rush. We got 75 sacks. You know what I mean? We match up. It's the safe bet is to pick Philadelphia. And it's going to be more Eagles fans in Arizona than it is going to be Kansas City fans. That's just a known fact. Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. I think they don't want to put no respect on our name because it will force a lot of people in the media to say that they was wrong about a lot of people in our organization. A lot of people got to apologize to Howie Roseman in the national media. Like, we Eagles fans. We can say what we want about our team when things ain't going well. You know what I mean? We could apologize and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But when
Right.
you're a part of the national media and you spewing media manipulation, you know what I mean? They every week they think Jalen Hurts got to keep proving himself. They laughed at Nick Sirianni for his opening press conference. You know what I mean? People act like what Hassan Reddick is doing is just like not happening. Like they ain't even talking about it for real, but they just start talking about it. You know what I mean? It's just beyond me. But you know, we like being disrespected. That way we go out there and snatch our respect. The Chiefs probably only score 7. Wouldn't surprise me.
So they keep talking about experience. I've heard so many people keep talking about, one of the and experience definitely does matter. Okay. But experience is not the biggest factor. This isn't college basketball at the end of the day. This is the pros. All of these guys, most of these guys have played on elite levels in college. A lot of these guys played on elite level in high school. They've been on big stages before. This is the Super Bowl. It is the biggest stage, but I don't think that, the Chiefs has been here the past couple of years. They haven't won all those years. So the experience card isn't the full trump card. And like you said, on our team, the 2017 Super Bowl team, Jake Elliott, Fletcher Cox, Isaac, Jason, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Derek Barnett, who is on injured reserve, but, he can still give his pointers, let people know about, the tips and tricks, because the week is going to be different the way that they approach this week versus the regular season game. The TV timeouts being longer, staying warmed up and fresh during the game, not getting distracted from Rihanna in the halftime show and all that. So we got some experience too.
Yeah, we definitely got some experience, and that's what people don't, I think they understand it. Listen, the easiest way to win at this level is have the best offensive line and the best defensive line. Howie Roseman is the best general manager in football, man. The guys that he brought to this team, listen, I said this earlier in the season. I said Howie built this team to go against the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I said this team was not built to have a fight with the New York Giants. This team is not built to have a tussling match with the Dallas Cowboys. When we have full strength, these are the type of teams we blow out. Our competition was always in the AFC. So I'm not surprised we're here right now. You know what I mean? Not in the slightest. After we beat up Patrick Mahomes, they probably still not going to put no respect in our name. But the only thing I care about is getting that other Lombardi.
I'm glad you mentioned the trenches, because that is the area where we have a lot of the veterans. We have a lot of veterans on the offensive line. We have a lot of veterans on the defensive line. And that is where the discipline is going to matter the most, especially Jalen was saying in his press conference when they were asking him, things that they're working on. He was talking about playing clean, not jumping off sides, not giving those little penalties, not holding at the line, keeping the Chiefs in the game, from penalties. So we do have not only the best trenches on both sides, but we also have a lot of veterans who played in the last Super Bowl, who's been in the league for a long time and do have that discipline. So that is going to be huge. But before I forget, JC wanted me to tell you, basically hit him back up. He said, I'll see you going live. Let LB know I hit him up.
Okay, I hit him up. I must have missed it. I must have missed it. My bad.
He said he ain't gonna let it slide or let it pass. He said, you see, let him know I hit him up.
I got you.
What's up, Jersey boy? So 2017 Super Bowl, let's flash back. Because one thing I've been trying to do is live in the moment. As you get older, you try to live in the moment.
Right.
What was your vibe? Like, walk me through your 2017 Super Bowl day, if you can recall, because it was great. Yeah. I definitely remember it. I definitely remember the 2017 Super Bowl day. That was the year I actually started my YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel pre-season of that season. You know what I mean? Coming off the 4-win season, Carson Wentz was the rookie. And, when Carson Wentz got hurt, I literally was on the island by myself. Everybody was like, the season is over. But I'm an Eagles fan. Like, I knew what Nick Foles was capable of. I'm like, yo, Nick Foles could pull it off with this roster. And once we won it, I really felt like I never bought that much Eagles gear in the offseason in my life. Every time I saw some Eagles, I was buying it. coins.
Right. I was buying everything. Everything had the Super Bowl 52 logo on it, yo. And it just was like, it was like a finally thing for real, for real. You know what I mean? We the only division where every team got a Super Bowl. Like it was crazy. I had a Super Bowl party at my house. You know what I mean? I just knew it was going down. You know what I mean? I remember being scared all week because it was Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like this Brady, bro, he beat us before. Brady beat people. Like a lot of people don't beat Brady in the Super Bowl.
Brady in his bag at that time too.
Right. A lot of people don't beat Brady in the Super. At that point, and he lost 2 Super Bowls. He only lost 2 to Eli Manning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, at that point, he lost 2 Super Bowls, and I'm like, yo, man, this the GOAT. Like Then when we did it, though, man, I was like, man, I've been waiting for this weekend ever since. I've been waiting for that feeling ever since, yo. And like we back, and for it to be like us in the Super Bowl behind a player that a lot of the content creators got behind in Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? A lot of people. Like I ain't gonna say a lot, man. It wasn't really a lot of us behind it, man. I really feel like
nobody.
Right.
It
was crazy.
Video, the comments coming from my head. You don't know a goddamn thing about football. Get back in the goddamn kitchen. Make me a damn sandwich. Look, anytime I brought up Jalen Hurts need to be in the game, get this girl. Where did this girl come from? Get her.
I remember you saying it, man. It took me a while to get to that point. You know what I mean? It took me a while to get to that point. But then when they traded Carson Wentz, I was like, it's something that we don't know. It got to be something that we don't know. They're seeing something. Howie Roseman is seeing something like, yo, I could build around him. Howie Roseman was seeing something that we didn't see. And you know what I mean? That's why I always respect Howie. After they traded Carson Wentz, it was done after that for me. You know what I mean? It's done. Once you off the team, I'm rocking with the next guy, and it was Hurt season. I ain't say, oh, I wish we never did that. None of that. After he was gone, it was what it was, and now it's time to get back with who's there. They believe in him, so I'm gonna give him a shot. But nobody wanted to give him a shot. And listen, man, it's a lot of people out there dusting off the Eagles pom-poms this week, giving him, behind him right now. Shit.
Not dusting it off. So for me, okay, like I said, oh my goodness. I'm a little bit of a pessimist. So when we wasn't going to the Super Bowl, mind you, when we went to the Super Bowl in 2004, I was a kid. I was in elementary school. When we wasn't going to the Super Bowl or nothing, I was like, I might go my whole life, and never get to see my team. Because, I got older Eagles fans in my family that are like in their 60s and 70s. I'm like, dang, y'all been rooting for this team for 50 years and haven't won a Super Bowl. I'm like, this cannot happen to me. So when we go to the Super Bowl, so actually my first, I think it was my first time seeing the Eagles. My family, they're from DC. They're all Washington Commanders fans. They're about 70% Washington Commanders fans. We go to the Eagles. We open the season up against the Commanders. That's my first Eagles game, y'all, the year we went to the Super Bowl. Because think about this. I'm in college at this point. I'm like a sophomore. I have no money. I can't fly to the Lincoln Financial Field. None of my friends watch football. They're not going to spend $300 in a flight to go with me to Philly to watch a football game. My mom is a Steelers fan. The only games I could go to was when she was buying Steelers games. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to see the Eagles for the first time in person. Boom, boom, boom. That's our Super Bowl year. Carson Wentz balled out. Everything. Okay. So I'm just riding a high, and I'm riding this high alone because, again, I'm in college. When I was growing up, it would be me and my mama watching the games every Sunday, me and my mama. So when I went to college, I was actually low-key depressed because, again, none of my friends, on Sundays, I'm just in the dorm by myself watching the games. Yo, when we went to the Super Bowl, it was like, I said this before, my wedding day. I kid you not. My friend did my makeup, hair in the morning, ready, green. My sister threw a Super Bowl party at her apartment. Everything greened out. She had the green punch, everything. And everybody was rooting for the Eagles because, again, it's Tom Brady. Everybody wanted him to lose. So, everybody had our back. But when I tell you my anxiety was so bad that week because it was Tom Brady, I couldn't eat anything. But that's a huge difference. This time I'm super confident going into this.
Yeah, I'm a little confident too. I've been confident all year, so it's like, why not now? Like, I have not been stressed by this team at all year. I've never felt that. Now in 2017, I felt stressed during out the year. I just feel like I just was cool all year. I had to make no rent. Only rent videos I had to make was when when Minshew was in the game.
It's you
I
counting in my
right.
rant videos. That's funny.
That's what I'm saying. I had to make. Listen, I have to make no rent videos. I literally been talking my talk
Right.
for 19, 20 weeks now, and
Right.
nobody been able to stop me. My team has been backing up my talk for 20 weeks. And it's like, yo, this might be the greatest season of all time. All we gotta do is win one more. This could be the greatest Philadelphia Eagles season of all time. We just got to win one more game. And Patrick Mahomes is standing in our way. And that's Patrick Mahomes and that's Andy Reid and them. But I looked at the tape. If you get a chance to look at my last video, them boys don't like no contact over there. They real delicate, man. See, the NFC is a lot of hard hits, a lot of tackles. You know what I mean? You see the 49ers, how they play. Even the Dallas Cowboys defense, our defense, the Giants defense is physical.
I keep want to call them Redskins, the Commanders.
They gotta come. Yes, they are physical as well. Over there on the other side, man, them dudes more finesse, man. They like to get a nice little screen pass off. They quarterbacks like to throw no looks. They ain't meet disrespected savages yet. And we are coming. We are coming. I'm telling you, they ain't meet disrespect. You know, I knew Hassan Reddick was going to do what he did against San Fran, because Nick Bosa on the other side of that line, everybody love him so much. People acting like they forgot about Hassan Reddick, who is the defensive player of the year, in my opinion. And I was like, Hassan Reddick is going to show these people the difference between him and Nick Bosa, and he did that. You know what I mean? And he did that. And Chris Jones, you know what I mean, on their offensive line, he a first team All Pro. How the hell we lead the league in sacks, but we don't have one first team All Pro from a defensive line that made the first team All Pro?
Right.
Don't even make sense. We lead the historical sack record, and we don't have one guy from our defensive line that's first team. That's crazy. So I feel like we're going to go out there and show those guys. We're going to show that offensive line, the Kansas City Chiefs, who this will be a good matchup though, because they're number one in pass block win rate, and we're number one in pass rush win rate. So it's literally strength against strength. I can't wait to see how our defensive line handles their offensive line, and then vice versa. But they don't have the offensive line to stop us, period. I just don't know. I don't know how they're going to stop the run game of the Eagles. If you play man, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts going to cook you with his legs with the read option. If you play zone, then he's going to use the read option. It's like there's nothing they could do for real, for real. We just got to play our game.
So what do you think about Kenneth Gainwell? Do you think this is going to be another – because honestly, I thought that the Giants game, when Kenny G went off, mind you, I thought it was a situation where, you know, Miles they've been saying battling with a knee injury. I don't know how serious it's been. They've been saying that for like 4 weeks now. I thought it was a situation where, you know, we running it up on these boys. Obviously, let Miles get some rest, run Kenny G. And then you see in the Niners game, it's about split. Like Kenny had 48 yards. Miles had about 46 whatever yards, but I just did not expect Kenny Gainwell to get so much play in that Niners game. Do you think it's going to be the same against the Chiefs? And also, do you think this whole Kenny G thing is pushing up on Miles' contract?
So I think with Kenneth Gainwell and the playing time that he's getting, I think a lot of it is a part of the game plan, being as though Jalen Hurts, you know, you don't want to run him too much, I guess, because of the shoulder or whatever. But Jalen Hurts was running against the Giants, and he was running against, you know, the 49ers. So I'm not sure how much of that is because you want to protect Jalen Hurts. But Kenneth Gainwell and Miles Sanders on the field at the same time, he ran a couple split back plays. I feel like that it confuses defenses even more when Kenneth Gainwell is on the field, because Kenneth Gainwell catches better than Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? And Kenneth Gainwell runs. I mean, he ain't as shifty, or he ain't got the I don't know, man. He might got everything Miles Sanders got for real, for real.
Man, I was so glad when we drafted Kenny Gainwell, and that's why I'm glad we got everything documented too, because y'all can literally go back and run the tape. But Kenneth Gainwell, he had 3 1,000-yard seasons
in Memphis.
Was that Kenny? You know what? Let me not get to lying. I feel like no, that wasn't Kenny. Scratch that. But when Kenny came out of Memphis, Nick Sirianni was like, this dude reminds me so much of Nyheim Hines. Right. And, you know, Nyheim Hines is that Swiss Army knife. He can catch passes, that's what Kenny G reminded Nick Sirianni of. And I was like, I could see this dude having such a big impact on our offense. And I feel like we wasn't using him as much his rookie season as we could have. But I'm glad to see the unleashedness of Kenny G. But honestly, I feel like Kenny G, it's a contract year for Miles. And Kenny G, as of late, has been hot.
He has been hot. I think, listen, in terms of, Kenny G, and I don't think you should change anything, man. If the 49ers couldn't stop Kenny G, the combination of Kenny G, Miles Sanders, don't forget, they sprinkle in a little Boston Scott, it get just as nasty or sometimes. If they, listen, 4 rushing touchdowns in the NFC Championship game is a record. There's only one other team that has done that. 4 rushing touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. That was 49ers some years ago. So to be able to, when you got rushing touchdowns against a team like the 49ers, you're running the ball at will. They can't stop you. The Chiefs aren't the San Francisco 49ers. I think that we just found a formula that keeps our offensive line fresh. Like, these boys like to get out in space and hit people. Kelsey and them, you know what I mean? And Landon Dickerson and them, they like to move stuff around. Like, nobody can't stop that. You know what I mean? The Chiefs just too soft to stop that. Now, I think that, the Philadelphia Eagles with 2 first-round picks could draft a running back and let Miles hit the market. You know what I mean? With the way that Kenneth Gainwell is showing to be, taking on a lot more responsibility. It's like Kenneth Gainwell ain't playing in a couple of regular season games because Miles Sanders hurt. Kenneth Gainwell is a factor in the playoffs. Yep. Is a factor in the NFC Championship game. You know what I mean? And he's better than Miles Sanders, I believe, like in goal line situations. So I don't know, man. I like Miles Sanders, bro. If we could keep Miles Sanders, that's what I'm saying. If we could keep Miles Sanders, hey, I'm all for it. You can use that draft pick for something else. But the only way that we could keep as many people as we can is we got to be able to win this Super Bowl. And a lot of people will take the running back discount. Like Miles would take a 2-year, something slight on a 2-year deal to stay in Philly. You know what I mean? We got a window. If you win, Kelsey comes back. Jurgens keeps learning. You know what I mean? You got a window.
Yeah, I think that's facts. I feel like winning this Super Bowl is going to help us retain a lot of players. Even before the Super Bowl, they were saying James Bradbury was one of our last additions, so he could see the roster that was being built. You know what I mean? But they were saying James Bradbury turned down more money to come to the Eagles. And I think this culture that we established, these guys really seem like they vibe. It really seems like a good gel, a good mix, a good culture. If we win the Super Bowl, I definitely could see Miles coming back for less money because we are going to need him to take a discount, baby.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If we win the Super Bowl, I can see us franchise tagging Miles. Just to run it back. I can see us franchise tagging Miles. That'd be like $8 million right there for him. You could franchise tag Miles, then you could send him on his way. You know what I mean? But if I think Miles is worth it. You know, does Miles have a 5th-year option? They probably try to do. I think he was a 2nd-round pick. So yeah, I don't think he got a 5th-year option. Yeah, he was a 2nd-round pick. So I mean, I franchise tag him. That'll put up more money in his pocket than he ever made. You know what I mean? In 1 year, and then I'll let him hit the market after that if we can't work nothing out after that. But, Miles is somebody I would definitely keep, though, if I could.
So, Sean the King, I know we need to draft some O-linemen. Yes, facts. And one thing we do not have to doubt is how we drafted linemen. Like, we already know how we going to draft some linemen. The problem is trying to get Howie to draft some DBs because, shoot, Bradbury, y'all keep talking about prioritizing Miles over Bradbury. We don't have any depth at corner. It's a reason why we had to go and get James Bradbury because what's the dude's name? Zach McPherson wasn't ready. And we don't
you gotta keep Bradbury. He made the All-Pro list this year. Like I think if it came down between paying Miles Sanders and Bradbury, that's a tough pill to swallow. I'm paying Bradbury, but cornerback money is up there. It's up there. Cornerback money is up there. Bradbury is going to be able to get whatever he wants. He's going to be able to get whatever he wants on the market, unfortunately.
He is. But I'm saying, my thing is, because I've argued with these people, and I love y'all, but I be pulling teeth trying to tell people it's easier to replace a Miles than it is to replace James Bradbury, especially since we, for whatever reason, Howie refuses to spend a top pick on a cornerback.
Right. And
These past couple of years, he waits till the 4th, 5th round to draft a corner when we desperately need one of those NFL ready, pro ready, first round corners. We already know if we let Bradbury walk, what's how we gonna do? He gonna wait till the 4th round to draft a Zach McPherson who ain't gonna be ready. Then we're gonna be scrambling and trying to sign a little Steven Nelson.
I think I think it's gonna come between Miles Sanders and Bradbury. I think you could work something out with TJ Edwards. You gotta sign Gardner Johnson as well, and not to mention Jalen Hurts. A lot of people gonna be breaking the bank this year, so we got to see what do the Eagles really value. The Eagles value running the football. They value linemen. Jalen Hurts, you didn't even got to say anything about his weapons. The weapons are already there for him. AJ is locked up. Devontae's still in the rookie deal. Dallas Goedert locked up. You don't need no weapons for your quarterback. I think the Philadelphia Eagles early in this draft, I don't think they're going to draft a running back. I think they'd rather try to work something out cheap with Miles or draft a running back late.
Yeah.
And then give it to Kenneth Gainwell. Jalen Hurts is another running back. As long as the offensive line good.
We don't even have to get that. That's what's so special if we keep this Jeff Stoutland University up. We got Kenneth Gainwell in the 5th round, I believe. That's a 5th round guy. And it's the line we built. This offensive line is not to be played with. Thank you, Desert Eagle. O-line makes the running back famous.
Right, that's true. That's true. The O-line makes the running back famous. But Jalen Hurts with these running backs who understand the system already, who basically at any given time they could run. This team is built to do whatever they want. If we wanted to have a running game plan for 5 straight weeks, we could go 5-0 with a running game plan. You know what I mean? We just too physical and we just too big. I think, sad to say, man, I think almost any running back can thrive in this offense behind this line, and with Jalen being the quarterback.
Hey, keep it up, baby.
Right. I'm saying. No, I'm saying in Miles' case, I think anybody can be plug and play. And the free agent list for running backs this year is crazy. So, you know what I mean? Is Miles Sanders going to have a lot of suitors? Because there's a lot of people that's free agents right now. Kareem Hunt, who I think would be crazy in this offensive line. Kareem Hunt with this system would be ridiculous, man. Kareem Hunt is out there. Dude from the Raiders who going to get the bag. He led the league in rushing. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out there.
No, I agree 1,000%. And I'm saying, look, at the end of the day, like I said, we're going to focus on the Super Bowl, but these conversations have to be had.
Right.
And we're going to focus on the Super Bowl. We got one more week, all these guys locked up. And y'all, like I said, when I made this stream, I didn't even remember that the Sixers was playing at the same time. We are at halftime right now, but I just want to get a few more things in before the Sixers come back because I'm trying to follow.
No, yeah. It look, what is it, 53-51?
It's 53-51, but we got plenty of time to talk about the draft. I was just bringing up the whole Kenneth Gainwell thing because the media asked Jalen Hurts. You know how our media is. Y'all know how our media be starting trouble. They asked Jalen could basically, I don't remember the exact wording, but they basically said, can Kenneth be a feature back? And we all know what they're asking. Can Kenneth replace Miles Sanders? So that's why I want to ask you that. But what do you think is going to be the biggest key to beating the Chiefs?
The biggest key for beating the Chiefs is the Philadelphia Eagles sealing the outside. The Chiefs like to they like to throw to the outside. They're gonna try to get the ball out of Mahomes' hands fast, man. If we could win first and second down against the Chiefs and force them into 3rd and long, so we could try to pass rush and get the Patrck Mahomes, I think we're gonna be cool. We can't let Patrck Mahomes get the underneath and nickel and dime us up the field, give him 7 yards of cushion because we scared of Patrck Mahomes. We got to play him. We got to play him how we got to play to win and not play to lose. And that's the key right there.
So the whole Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce situation, because we all see Patrick Mahomes, it looked like the play is dead and gone. You would think they had a funeral for the play. They playing the organ, pastor preaching and giving the Bible and the eulogy over the play. And all of a sudden, Patrick done found Travis Kelce. What's going to be the key to stopping Travis Kelce? Because that's the main thing. He be tearing it up. Yeah. It seems like he can get open at any minute. Are you worried about Jonathan Gannon? game planning for Travis?
A little bit. I'm a little worried about Jonathan Gannon, but I'm gonna give Jonathan Gannon the benefit of the doubt, man. We just destroyed two teams. They only put up 7 points. I think the defense is riding high right now. I think Jonathan Gannon is going to put a little bracket coverage over top of Kelsey. You know what I mean? To make Patrick Mahomes go somewhere else. And Slay and Bradbury just got to do their job, man. It should be a lot of one-on-ones with Patrick Mahomes, Slay and Bradbury in coverage. That's what they get paid for. They guys that can play one-on-one coverage. They got to do their job. And I would take Kelsey out of the game.
Yeah, I feel like if we take Kelsey out of the game, that's it. That's a wrap. Kelsey is amazing, but Kelsey honestly is the only guy. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, those are the only two guys I'm scared of. Like, they have rookie cornerbacks that's going to be playing. Right. I don't think that their defense is going to be able to hold us. The Cincinnati Bengals were missing 3 starting offensive linemen when they played the Bengals. We rushed for 160 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns against one of the top rushing defenses in the league. I just don't see how they're going to be able to stop us offensively.
I don't see it either. And if we're able to run the ball, then we're keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sideline and we burning the clock at the same time. You know what I mean? We taking the air out of the ball. We keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field. If the run game is working, Patrick Mahomes is just sitting there while we getting first down after first down, 7-play drive. You know what I mean? He just sitting there. We got to be able to sustain long drives. We got to be able. Jalen Hurts got to hit his throws. I don't know if the shoulder was bothering him against the San Francisco 49ers, but he missed a couple. You know what I mean? He got to be sharp. This is for everything. So listen, we got to do our job, and we capable of it. We still ain't put our best game together yet.
Yeah. That's the thing. Jalen Hurts hasn't even played his best game. Jalen Hurts hasn't even played to what we've seen. Like, throughout this regular season, we've seen Jalen Hurts at top tier. We haven't even seen that yet. Even in the Giants game, we dominated the Giants. Jalen Hurts wasn't at his best. Even in the Niners game, what we was able to do offensively against the number 1 defense, Jalen didn't even play his best game yet. I don't know if it was his shoulder, but we're going to have 2 weeks of rest. They're going to have 2 weeks of rest. The Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes going to have a week is gone by now. But at the time of the Super Bowl, Patrick would have had 2 weeks to rest his ankle, and Jalen would have had 2 weeks to rest his shoulder. So I don't know if it was a shoulder. I don't know if it was, we got to give credit to the Niners defense as well, or even if it was that big, huge stage he was on. I mean, that's the NFC Championship.
It was the defense. It was the defense. I looked at the film. The Niners were doing a great job of playing like an umbrella defense. They wasn't letting Jalen go deep. Once he missed that pass to A.J. Brown, they shut that down. They said, "Oh, this is not about to happen. We're gonna make sure you can't beat us deep." And Jalen Hurts did a great job of not forcing nothing because they was taking all the passing lanes out. How many times have you seen Jalen Hurts in that game just dump it down to the tight end outlet right in the middle? He was taking a smart play and keeping us ahead of schedule. So you know what I mean? They did what they did. They took the top, they sealed the top, and Jalen Hurts took what the defense gave him. He deserves credit for that. So I really don't call it a bad game I don't call it a bad game against the 49ers. I don't know what everybody else was saying. I just seen,
like there's absolutely no way you could call it a bad game. He did what he was supposed to do. He didn't put the ball in jeopardy. When he was under pressure, he threw the ball out, didn't try to force anything. If it was nothing there, he ran out of bounds, threw the ball out of bounds. Didn't put the ball in harm's way. I'm saying we won. We scored 31 points on the number 1 defense. I don't care how we win. I don't care if Jalen has 5 yards. If we win, it's a win. I don't care how we win. At the end of the day, we're in the Super Bowl. I'm not nitpicking when we scored 31 points. What is there to nitpick about?
It was a chess match against one of the best defenses in the national, probably the best. A lot of people consider the best defense in the National Football League. Listen, if you don't understand how Jalen Hurts affected that game, I can't help you. Jalen Hurts completely took Fred Warner out of the game, so there's no way it could be a bad game. You know what I mean? Fred Warner didn't know who the hell had the ball 90% of the time. So it is what it is. People think you got to do it with your arm all the time. Well, we're gonna do some things with our arm against the Chiefs this Sunday in the Super Bowl.
So, Don, are y'all worried about AJ's production? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
If anything, AJ fresh.
That's what I'm saying. Anything he's doing, he's hungry. Like I said, we got so many dogs especially on offense. It's a lot of mouths to feed. I'd rather these dudes be hungry than these dudes coming to the game satisfied. I have
You
zero
know what I mean?
problem.
Yeah, I'm not worried about AJ. I'm not worried about Smitty. I'm not worried about the passing game at all. You know what I mean? You got to play the game that your opponents can't stop. You know what I mean? If you want us to pass the ball, stop the run. Make us switch something up. If you can't stop the run, why would we put the ball in jeopardy? We're just gonna keep running it at you.
So, all right, y'all. Let me ask you this. What do you think the score is going to be?
I got the Eagles in this one, 34-24.
You giving them 24 points?
I'm going to give them 24. I'm going to give them 24.
I ain't giving them 24. I feel like it's going to be 34-17.
Could be.
They'll they'll score early. Then it's gonna be no. They'll get a field goal. This is gonna be their pattern. Field goal for them, touchdown, and then touchdown late in the game where they think, oh, maybe if a miracle happens, we could still be in this one.
Right.
But at that point, it's like 4 minutes left, and we're up by 2 scores.
You kicking the ball? You kicking the ball, or you getting it at half? You receiving, or you getting it at half? That's tough. I wanted that half for this one.
Yeah,
because I think
defense to come out and set that tone.
I think we good enough. I think I want our defense to get more reps because I want our defense to know what they up against for real. And plus, I feel like we could force a field goal or we could force a 3 and out. Or we can get a turnover. You know what I mean? We can get the Patrck Mahomes get a strip sack on that first drive. Like I want my defense out there first.
Yeah, our defense, I'm super confident in our defense. And yeah, I can see that. I feel like we're going to come out defensively, get that first 3 and out. I feel like on our first offensive drive, we might score a field goal, go up 3-0. And then it's going to be another 3 and out. Then we're going to score a touchdown. Then it's going to be 10-0. Then they're going to come and score their field goal because it is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They'll score their field goal. It's going to be 10-3. Then we're going to score one more time before the half, 13-3. We're going to come out, boom, get that ball at halftime, 20-3. Then they'll score their next touchdown after a 3 and out, though. Then it'll be 20-10. Then boom, 27-10. We score again. Then boom, 34-10. Then we're starting to rest, ease up a little bit. They'll score. But I feel like it's going to be a lot of field goals, a lot of 3 and outs for them. I feel like it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I think so too. I wanted the Bengals more so because of I know how Patrick Mahomes get down. But in all actuality, the Bengals would have been more dangerous. They got them weapons.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They got them weapons and they got Mixon at running back. You know what I mean? But the offensive line trash. I just don't think Tyreek. Right. I don't think Tyreek. I'm sorry. I don't think Mahomes got them weapons right now to really help us decisively beat our defense every drive.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, when it was Bengals Chiefs, I was like, I'm more scared of Jamar and Higgins and Mixon than I am scared of just Travis Kelce. Obviously, It's easier to game plan, but the Bengals do have that banged up offensive line, and that's why them dudes can't get the ball like that, and Mixon can't always run like that. And we would have feasted on that offensive line, but I prefer to have all these matchup advantages over the Chiefs, I guess. I mean, you got to take who you get. But at the end of the day, Jamar Chase would have been scary. He
would have been scary. You know what I mean? And, he would have been out for blood. You know what I mean? I don't want to play nobody who was in the Super Bowl last year and lost. You know what I mean? That's a different type of hunger probably. But, we just as hungry, so I can't wait, man. I got 34-24.
No, that would not have been fire. That would have been scary and anxiety-driven and flashbacks to 30. Right. So, lastly, let me ask you, what's your vibe? What you doing? Did you ever decide what you're doing for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I think I might have a Super Bowl party. I got possibly do a little rooftop situation, invite a few people. You know what I mean? Have some wings and stuff like that. I'm trying to see though. I don't really got no plans yet.
You got a rooftop?
Yeah.
You got a rooftop at your house?
No. I don't have my house doesn't have a rooftop. I was gonna
Oh,
yeah. I was gonna go to like a rooftop, like rent out a rooftop somewhere.
oh, rent out a rooftop. I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now Jordan Nixon done called us out. My bad, bro. Let's get to the Super Chase. So I answered one of them when they was asking about, oh no, just discover your channel. Your commentary is needed out here. Let's go birds. I don't know if they're talking to you or me, but appreciate you, James.
Appreciate you, right.
Appreciate
38,
you.
31. That ain't a bad. So that's too close for me, man. That's too much
That's too
anxiety for
close.
me.
I won't live through that. Heart attack. Seizure. I'm gonna be at Grady Hospital.
Right. That's too close. Please, God, no. No, I don't want Patrck Mahomes with the ball.
I don't
Last
want
minute
that.
drive. I don't want that.
My heart is too weak.
I don't want that.
My heart
Nor do I
that.
want Josiah Scott on the field at all. I'm so glad Avonte Maddox is back.
Bro, when I saw him in that boot, I was like, but the boot been off. Avonte Maddox gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
Right.
All these pieces that we have, like all these advantages that we have, starting with the trenches. We win on both. We win on the offensive line and we win on the defensive line. The cornerback to wide receivers on both sides. The secondary to their I'm just saying, Patrick and Travis alone. That's all they have. We have Jalen, Devontae, Dallas, AJ, Kenneth, and Miles, and this offensive line, Hall of Fame offensive line. Defensively, Avonte, James, Slay, Chauncey, Hassan, Sweat, Javar Hargrave. I just don't see a world. They want to say we're cocky, but we've shown it every step of the way. I don't see a world where they can beat us. I'm just saying. I don't. So some people in my group already have their flights booked to Philly for the parade. Now, I don't like to jinx stuff.
Yeah, I don't like to do that either.
But
I
they
don't like to do that
already
either.
booked their flights. I'm like, I'll book mine at halftime.
I ain't even buy none of that Super Bowl gear yet. I didn't buy none of that yet. I want the ones that say
it ain't been printed.
No, I'm talking about like they got the Super Bowl stuff out already. You could buy the stuff with the Super Bowl logo and all that on it.
Like we won?
No, like we just in the Super Bowl.
Oh, heck no, I don't want no
right. I ain't buying that.
I want a winning shirt.
It's not an NFC Championship shirt because like right now that you can get the Chiefs gear with the logo on it, you get the Eagles gear with the logo on it. But if you don't win,
why do I want that?
Right, I don't want no potential second place gear. I'm gonna get this stuff from Sports Illustrated. Congratulations, your Philadelphia Eagles have won the Super Bowl. I'm gonna get that one.
But yeah, are you going to Philly for the parade if we win?
Yeah.
See, I don't like.
I'm gonna just go straight to the art museum. I ain't trying to be all in the mix with people climbing poles and diving on stuff. I'm good.
Oh, I'm not climbing no pole, okay? Because I'm gonna be the one that break my neck. But I'm gonna be in the thick of everything. But I don't want nobody landing on me who done climbed the pole.
No, yeah, I'm gonna be. But it's like if you start off in one spot, you just gotta walk down the street and follow the parade. You just gotta follow all the way to the art museum. It's gonna be crazy, yo. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. Some of my friends, like I said, they already booked their flight to Philly, and I'm not really superstitious, but I'm not because in the event that we lose, do you know how depressing it would be to cancel that flight?
Right. You got to click and you ain't gonna get your money back. They're gonna be like, well, let us know when you want to fly somewhere else again. Right.
It would be so, and then when you get that email, it's time to check into your flight. And meanwhile,
you're like, no.
So I'm not booking no flight.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you to book it. Book it. If you're gonna book it right now, book it.
No,
it's happening. It's happening.
I'm gonna pay the extra money for however much it will cost to book it that day. But the last thing I need to do is log in mid-tears and cancel that flight.
It ain't gonna happen, yo. We definitely gonna take care of business. I cannot wait, yo. I can't wait.
But the parade gonna be lit.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till Sunday. I'll probably do a pre-game stream because I'm going to the Eagles bar and we're gonna have to basically camp out not camp out, but we got to get there hella early because they only letting a certain amount of people in. So we're gonna be killing hella time. I'll probably do a pre-game stream, but y'all, I'm just so happy. I'm so excited. People keep asking me, did you book your flight yet? No.
It's going down. I mean, we literally a week away. Like, I got some more film to watch. The film I watched on, was like they offense and the offensive tendencies. Now I got to look at the defensive tendencies, man. Because if I can see the things that I'm seeing, I'm sure that our coaching staff can, and we can knock these dudes off.
All right, y'all. Well, stay tuned. Super Bowl 57 loading.
Yes, sir.
Fresh off of Super Bowl 52, y'all. We got no Cole. Cole trying to get me caught up. No, I'm not booking my flight till halftime. Y'all would love to see me cancel my flight, wouldn't y'all? Y'all not seeing it. But y'all, we got to get out of here. Like I said, the Sixers is going on right now, third quarter. So we're about to get back to that. But appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate everyone who dropped the super chat. Make sure you leave a like. Yeah, do what y'all do. Turn your notification bells on.
Peace.